Now let's return to our earlier story about the situation in Bawku, where the Peace Council is calling on the National Media Commission to rein in two radio stations there that are fanning the tensions in that area. We're joined by the chairman of the National Media Commission, Bawku. Thank you so much, sir, for your time here on JoyNews Prime. So I recall that in October, you issued a statement and you asked the radio stations to stay clear of inciting violence or sentiments in the area. It appears the situation is now more volatile than it was a few weeks ago. The Peace Council is asking you to take action right now by shutting down some of these radio stations, even if temporarily. Are we going to see that?
Well, in the first place, the National Media Commission is not closed with the power to close down a radio station. So the Peace Council, what they are calling for, it cannot be done. What we have been doing since the last time is engaging the owners of those stations and explaining to them the implications of their actions and the consequences thereafter. What is critical is the fact that we must understand that the rules that we are using to govern this country, we must follow that. Yes, their actions, put everybody at rest. But we do not have that power and that authority to close down the station.
And so given, Mr. Ayebwafo, given the information available to you and knowing that you've been trying to address these issues at the media level, would you recommend, based on what you know, to the NMC to take action? NCA, I beg your pardon, NCA.
So, as I said, we have reason. We have media monitoring and media a committee in the region that we have entrusted with our obligation of engaging those people involved so that at least they will understand them. The difficulty we have encountered is the fact that, the sentiments there, the ethnicity, politics, partisanship, and all that are mixed up in the turn. And if you are not very careful and you want to take hasty action, the consequences might not be very good for anybody. Indeed, we had planned to go to Bawku within this period, right, before the escalation. And so what we are doing now, the Executive Secretary has been working with our committee, the Committee of Eminent Persons in the region that the Media Commission has put together to see how we can engage them. And in fact, as of yesterday, I told him that we must go there. And he said that we may not be able to go to Bawku, and that they are working to see whether they can bring the people to Bolga so that we can hold a meeting with them there. So the point that you must understand is like any one of us. If Joy FM that run a certain story that is not palatable, you engage them. You don't close down the station because you don't have the power to do. Right. But we have indicated that if at any point in time we realize that their behavior is becoming a danger to every one of us, and then we are going to make recommendation to the NCA. Yeah, but you must also understand that when we make recommendation to NCA, it does not compare NCA to us until the NCA is off, because the authority of the NCA to close down a station is very on technicality, whereas the National Media Commission has the responsibility of regulating content. And out of the regulations, in fact, the penalty that are prescribed under the law is for us to ask them to apologize, to retract a story that they have done, and those are the sanctions. And we have always maintained that we need a little bit of power to enforce some of the things that and that people be doing. It's like saying that be jailed.
We seem to be losing you, Mr. Ayebwafo, but we're grateful for your time. You made the point clear that they're monitoring the situation, and once they find it necessary, they will make a recommendation to the National Communications Authority, that's the NCA, to shut it down. But of course, they're engaging, and so we'll be following closely what happens in Bawku.